Let us then identify, within the composition, what will be the full areas and the empty areas. We were saying that the composition is the set of all these elements, and when we draw, we cannot say that we have made a correct drawing only if the shapes are correct. Therefore, if the shapes are similar, another important thing is also to evaluate the relationships between the forms. Therefore, if the two objects are detached in reality and in our drawing they are correct but attached, there is still something wrong. So we absolutely have to take this element into account as well. So, let's see how you can get started. We have on our sheet the rectangle of proportions that we built earlier. Now we have to try to understand which areas are full and which areas are empty. So, the first thing we do is try to figure out how to draw our ground plane. We will have our center in front of us, which I do not see exactly in the middle of the composition, but I see off center left. Once this center has been identified, I begin to draw this opening of my support plane, which obviously follows the laws of perspective, which is made up of this line and this line, which go into depth. To draw them correctly, I have to physically take them with the pencil. Then make the line that I see adhere to the edge of my pencil, always with one eye closed, and go and bring it back obviously without moving my wrist on my paper. After that I will do a check, then take it, transfer it to the drawing and see if it works. Same thing with the other line. I take it and carry it. This is the perspective opening of my plan. So here and here, I'm going to coincide with this point and this point, i.e. the end of the plane, because it touches the end of my proportion rectangle, which is the edge of my composition. According to a law of perspective, to construct the closure of this perspective, as will be seen later in the chapter dedicated to perspective, I have to resume the exact same inclination of the competing line, i.e. of the parallel line. Parallel in reality, and I turn slightly towards her, i.e. these two that follow a perspective, therefore that compete together, will tend towards a vanishing point placed infinitely far away, and therefore I will have to slightly deform them, in such a way that they become competitors. That is, they seem to tend to a vanishing point together. Otherwise I will have a visual aberration and the drawing will not be corrected. Same thing for this one. I take it, carry it and twist it slightly. In this case I will have closed my tabletop. Okay. On the support surface I'm starting to understand exactly how to place my elements, because, if you remember correctly, I will have my element, the white parallelepiped. That's the one back there. That was exactly adherent to these two lines. So to draw the base, its position, it will be enough for me build two lines parallel to those of the base. Climb. Obviously, my parallelepiped will touch the top edge. So, also in this case, I will just be able to place the filled space. Then I'll go and define it better later. The other elements are located within this space and within this space, even partly superimposed. So I will have the first volume, which is the volume that includes the white parallelepiped and the pan, which is almost a little more than half of my white object. So we'll have a space requirement. The two elements fit together because I see them overlapping, okay? So let's say I will have this space requirement. Then I will have the space dedicated to my drapery. which occupies such a situation. You see, now I'm just going to try to define only the full volumes. And on this side, we will have the last element, which, also in this case, is superimposed to this element. So, in this case, I went to sketch only the volumes of my objects, trying to understand what then it will remain empty within my composition. This is very important, because I have started to exclude some spaces that will have to remain empty. You see, this whole area is this whole area, so my composition obviously leans more toward the center, and goes something like this: low object, tall object, medium object, while on the supporting surface it is arranged, let's say, in such a way as to occupy almost the entire area with my drape coming out. So this is the study of setting up my composition. It must always be done before starting to draw every single object in detail. So start like this. If you are now looking for a new and effective method that can allow you to approach the oldest art in the world, drawing, you are in the right place. I've prepared an exclusive video for you, Drawing Essentials. You will really be able to see which are the correct positions to hold while drawing. See you on the other side.